Hi everyone, Angela, the angelic Arcturian starseed, transmitting for you once again. And you guys, today I wanted to talk a little bit about death, dying, rebirth, the afterlife, kind of just share with you guys my views on what the soul's journey is and what we're doing here, and kind of share with you the perspectives that I have been able to gain from a lot of extensive knowledge seeking that I've done on this subject. When my mother passed away, I really wanted to know if she was okay. Like her death was really traumatic. The events leading up to her actual death were the traumatic part, really. And so I just wanted to know that she was okay on the other side. And with my mom, when we were about 10 days in the hospital, I had this really strong feeling. I was working at a bar at the time, and so I was working until like 2 a.m. And it was like Halloween weekend where everyone was out for Halloween that night. But I don't think it was actually Halloween day. I think it was the Saturday, and then the Halloween was on Monday or something. But so I had worked that night, and the whole night I had this really strong feeling like I just needed to be there with my mom. And so I hurried down to the hospital as fast as I could at 2 a.m. and she was just laying there like so peacefully, just staring at the ceiling, and she wasn't panicking anymore. She wasn't trying to get up or freaking out like she had been for the time leading up to that. And so it was just really strange to see her so calm, and she was just staring up at the ceiling, and it was like she was looking through the ceiling. I don't know what she was seeing, but I'm thinking that she was seeing the portal to the afterlife. I think she was seeing the afterlife and angels and stuff on the other side. She was seeing through the veil, and she was just so calm. And so I laid there with her that night, and I fell asleep, and I woke up at about 4 or 5 a.m. when the doctor came in. And when he came in to check on her, then she was unresponsive. And the 3 days after that, she really didn't ever come back. So I feel like she left her body that night and was kind of in between worlds for the next 3 days until we took her off the life support completely. So we were keeping her body alive, but her spirit had already left, gone. And she was probably just observing us. And I wish so bad that I had been awakened when all of that happened. There was a lot of synchronicities with numbers and just a lot of strange things going on. But I wasn't awake, so I wasn't able to really pay attention to it. And then, like I've shared in my Starseed Awakening video, when I was driving home, I felt about an hour after we'd pulled the plug, I felt just this tremendous peace and joy and love and celebration. Like I felt like the heavens were celebrating my mother's return, and it was just the happiest, most joyful feeling, and I couldn't even be sad for the rest of that day. I was just so happy for her that she had made it, she'd gotten to the other side. And so I haven't really had much contact with her after that. Like, she was a voice in my head for about 6 months when I was going through the dark night of the soul, and I had 3 dreams about her, and in all 3 dreams she never spoke. But part of the trauma of the experience was that she had the ventilator in and she couldn't speak, and she was trying to, but we couldn't understand what she was trying to say, and so that was really scary. But I haven't been able to connect with her in any sort of way since she's passed. So I would like to get with a medium or something sometime and try to contact her, but because of the way that things happened and stuff, I just had to know that she was okay. So I went on this major knowledge seeking mission about death and the afterlife and what happens and what's the soul's purpose, and I watched all kinds of videos on near-death experiences. I read books about the afterlife that doctors and stuff have written. I listened to a lot of QHHT sessions, and even alien abduction regression hypnosis has a lot of interesting information in those as well. And like, I love hypnosis. I would like to be a QHHT practitioner. I just haven't had the ability to do that just yet. The timing hasn't been right for that yet, but it's something that I'm very interested in. I think so much good information can come through that way. So what I've learned, you guys, is that of course we don't die. Death is an illusion, and there's a lot more to this life, and for the reasons that we're here than what we can possibly perceive relative to the third dimensional reality that we live in. And so there are many dimensions of realities in existence, and as souls, when we're born as souls, we are born into the light, from the light, and I believe that when we choose to experience ourselves through incarnations, which is what we do, we choose to learn about ourselves and experience things through the contrast that's provided by a third dimensional reality. So we begin to incarnate as our darkest forms, our darkest aspects. And through this process of incarnation cycles, we work our way back into the light until ultimately we rejoin the light. And everything about this process and all universal and cosmic processes is that they follow certain laws, but they're all cyclical. Everything is a cycle. And so we go through many, many cycles as souls, as humans, as, infinite creator beings. So it's just cycle after cycle after cycle, and we choose specific lifetimes and people and experiences so that we can learn things on a soul level. And what our soul is doing, on the higher realms compared to what we think we're doing as humans can be two totally different things. My soul's reason for incarnating as Angela and doing what I'm doing could be completely different than what I think I'm doing it for, you know what I mean? And the experiences that I've had and the traumas that I've suffered, there's lessons that I needed to learn through a lot of that. So you guys, death is the best thing that happens to us. We are taught from the time we're born to fear it, but it's actually the best thing that happens to us. We get to go home. We get to go back to the real reality. This is not the real reality. This is the illusion, the game. And we play it like a game. And so when we die, we remember, oh yeah, we reconnect with our soul and we remember everything. We know everything about how the universe works, all the cosmic laws, everything. We know it all on our soul side, but we are fractaled down and limited into these tiny human bodies, and we forget, and we get amnesia, and we forget who we are. And part of winning the game is being able to remember who you are while you're in the physical dimension. And so we strive life after life after life, and every time we're like, oh, this time I'm gonna get it, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But some of the great masters of our time, like Jesus and Buddha, were those who were able to be awake in the physical body. So dying is the best thing that happens to us. And a lot of people say that their souls popped out of their body before the actual physical death occurred. And a lot even say that they observed their own death from like a third person perspective. So they didn't feel any pain. Almost all of people who had an NDE say that they didn't really feel any pain or anything when they transitioned. And if you guys want like a really good perspective of what that transition is like, there is a show on Netflix called Last Breath, and it is about a guy who has an accident deep in the ocean in a scuba mission. But he goes into detail about what his dying process was like, and I thought that was the most profound, moving depiction, and so true about, what it is like when we do make the transition. And so we really don't need to be afraid of that. And so when we get back to the other side and we start and we remember and we're like, oh yeah, now I remember why I went to Earth, what I was trying to learn, and then we talk with our guides or Source or Jesus or whoever, we're working with, and we review our life that we lived. We discuss what we could have done better. Were we acting out of love or fear? How did we affect other people? That's a big one. We will feel everything that we did to other people and how they felt. And we will have to be accountable for our behavior. And we are the only judge of our own behavior. But when we're back into our true soul essence, where we're all love and light, we feel pretty bad when we treat people like crap. And so that's a big, big lesson to be learned in the 3D duality construct game. So we need to be cautious about how we're affecting other people. That's going to be a big deal, you guys, when you get home. So, and then, we make plans for our next incarnation. So you guys, there's not really anything to be afraid of when it comes to death. It's just a very natural transition, and when you get over to the other side, you'll remember that. But you have to remember that we are, spirits in these avatar bodies, and we are navigating through this matrix illusion construct game, and we're playing out certain roles in service to other people and the planet, and everything is in perfect balance. Everything that we perceive or judge as negative has a meaning and a purpose behind it. It's all in a perfect balance. But at this moment things are a little out of balance, but that's why we are. But it was always meant to be that way. There's no accidents, there's no mistakes in the universe. It's all perfect. And to me, that's what it means to be enlightened, is when you can get that perspective that everything is perfect, and you can see the perfection and the beauty in everything, and how it all works together in perfect harmony. And that makes it a little bit more exciting to view life through that lens of, this is just a temporary experience. I don't need to be afraid. Stepping out of fear, just doing that will change your life in massive ways. I would say there's no reason to be afraid, because I cannot die. I can only change form, and once I cross the veil anyways, it's way better on the other side. So this is just a blip on the radar this lifetime, you guys, and we'll do probably many more after this. So don't forget that you're divine and beautiful and powerful creator. And even though some on planet Earth would have you wish that you are a meaningless, worthless slave, and your only goal in life is to reproduce, make money in the slave matrix, suffer and die, don't fall for that. That is a trick. It's a trick. You are powerful, and you can create whatever reality you wish to live in. It's all about detaching from fear, gaining higher perspectives, healing your wounds, raising your vibration, seeking knowledge and wisdom, and being open to all knowledge and all wisdom, and take what resonates. But listen to conflicting stories, listen to ideas that confront your own beliefs, and question your beliefs constantly. And always, always treat others with love, you guys. We have to get past this infantile state of being mean and throwing temper tantrums. You guys, it's a mark of spiritual immaturity to attack somebody else, to be cruel to somebody else, to hurt others. it really is like a 3-year-old child throwing a tantrum. That's what we look like to higher perspective beings. And it's time to outgrow that as a species and move on to bigger and better things. So I feel like I'm just rambling now. I don't know if that was really what I wanted to get across, but it was what came through. So I'm just the messenger, you guys, of what wants to come through, and I hope maybe that helps somebody out there. Let me know what you think. Bye.